So kind of fast forward to, 2 days ago, you got your 5 to 6E approved.
Yeah.
Now how does that feel, and what is the next year or two look like? What's your, now that this is kind of in hand, what's your kind of 5-year plan?
Oh, so well, since we okay, I think I forgot to mention that after filing the I-526E application in March, I got my EAD and advanced parole within 60 days. So that was extremely lucky because I thought that people had to wait a few months, but within almost like approximately or even less than 60 days, both of us got our EAD and advanced parole. So that way, and using that, we were actually able to travel back to India for the first time after 5 years. And the return back was, well, as smooth as possible because usually, like with H-1B visas, at times things can get a little messy in the sense that they might take you for more questioning or something like that. But this time it was just extremely easy. We landed in Chicago. We showed our combo cards to the border security officer. They just took us back. I think they have to take you if you are carrying an advanced parole, they have to take you to the back room for like a couple of minutes, and there was no waiting, so it was actually just a couple of minutes. They had to just stamp something on our passports, and they gave it to us, and there it was. So it was absolutely easy traveling on that. Like I mentioned, since we have our EAD and AP, that gives us pretty much the freedom to do anything that we want. It gives us huge it gives us like a sense of relief, a sense of permanency, that you belong in this country because we've been here for about 8 years, and you just don't know. Like, you might have to just pack up your bags. There's a lot of uncertainty surrounding your life. You cannot buy a house. You cannot make meaningful investments. You cannot switch jobs easily. You cannot travel. So all those headaches pretty much go away. And now the good thing is that since the our priority date is March of 23, that gives us, I mean, the chances of us getting backlogged are next to nil. So you're really, I mean, right now I think it's just a waiting game of when the green card application gets approved. I'm hoping in the next few months and getting our green card. And after getting the green card, that'll be a conditional one for 2 years. And after 2 years, I think 90 days before the conditional green card gets expired, you file Form I-829 to remove the conditions. And at that stage, USCIS usually looks at the fact if your money was in fact at risk for 2 years and if the jobs were created. Now, obviously, the one of the biggest advantages of the Twin Lakes project was that the jobs were already created. All the jobs were there. It was a living project which we were able to visit in person, and we were able to see that half of the project was already built. So that way, it gives us a huge sense of relief that you don't have any question marks over the fact that your I-829 will get approved or not, because, like I said, all that is done. So it's just about filing a form and, well, paying the high fees for USCIS and just waiting for the approval. But yeah, like I said, uh, it's a huge sense of relief.
And so now, kind of looking back, through the process, now you've got the I-526E approval. Obviously, you've taken advantage of the EAD and advanced parole, with your current job, which has been really convenient. What are your long-term goals in the U.S., in terms of becoming a citizen and settling down? Like what does the future look like now that that you've got clarity on the immigration side?
Yeah, totally. And I think that's a huge weight that's been lifted off my shoulders because tackling immigration was my biggest challenge ever since I came to the US. And now that that part of it has been taken care of or is being taken care of, I can now focus on my career and everything that I want to do. And I think long term, once I I mean, now that I've got my 526E, it's only a matter of time before I'm eligible to apply for citizenship, which I want to do. And then once that's taken care of, I want to use the rest of my time to do what I love, which is to work in the music industry. So I currently work in artist management, but going forward, I would want to work at Universal, which is my dream label. And I go in there with a mission, which is to empower artists and everything that they do. And it's my duty to then bring equity and fairness to the world of music and to create an atmosphere where everybody, including artists and people on the business side, can coexist without there being a need to feel like you got to rip somebody off, which is how the industry is operated. So that's kind of that's my grander plan. That's what I want to do, which is to make the music industry a better place and to continue doing what I love, which is empowering artists.
So you recently got your I-526E approved. So what was that like? Just walk us through kind of that feeling. How did you find out? Who told you? And what was the first thing you thought, once you got approved, and kind of what you're looking forward to now that all of that has been approved, and now you're moving on to the next step.
Yeah, sure, definitely. So before I got my 526E approved, I noticed that for Twin Lakes projects, the fastest approval was 9 months, roughly, I think, 9.5 months. And when I saw that, I started calculating when are my 9.5 months done. So I should start looking into it. Let me see am I getting approved soon or not. So every day I have my case on one of those apps that will give you like a update without me logging into USCIS website. So every morning I refresh those apps just to see if I get approved. And it was funny because I actually went on a trip to Mexico for a few days, and as soon as I landed in Mexico, I saw a notification that there is an update on your 526E case, and I opened it, and it was to my surprise, it said approved with some fireworks and stuff. So it was actually very happy to. I was actually very excited and very happy to see. The first thing I informed was my lawyer, and before I got the notification in the mail, she received it electronically, I believe. So she forwarded it to me. But yeah, that was really exciting because I know now I'm already in line to receive that green card, and there is no wait time, so I should receive my green card along with my family anytime. And this is it's just very very nice to see this stories for myself, but then it's also encouraging for others who are applying into this program.
And now, first, congratulations on the approval. That's super exciting, and we're extremely happy for you and your family. And now that that that's approved, and you're going to collect the green card, very soon. What are your kind of longer term plans in the U.S.? Are you planning to become a citizen eventually and receive the passport, and maybe start your own business, or change jobs in a few years? What do you imagine the future looks like now that you have that in hand?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, EB5, when I had EAD, I was already eligible to switch work. So with the green card, now I know that once I have my green card, it's not only allows me flexibility in terms of job. I believe there are a lot of opportunity. It also expands more opportunity because eventually I do plan to get my green card converted into citizenship. And when I do that, I open up a lot more opportunity because a lot of the companies require citizenship of the country before they can allow someone to work. So that's one. The other is it opens a lot more doors for my kids now because now they're also eligible. They will receive their green card, and in future when they wanna whether they wanna stay in US or outside somewhere, at least they have that option that they don't have to worry about staying here or getting their own visa after they turn 21. So that is probably the biggest for me right now. Yes, that is an option, and I think having the green card is one milestone achieved. Getting a citizenship will be second, but of course, at the end of this loan term, I'll get the funding back, and that will allow me to basically use that investment and pursue other opportunities. If I want to invest in a business, or if I want to start another, invest somewhere, another house or anything like that, that gives me a lot more flexibility, and it basically gives me that relief that now I don't have to worry about finding my own residency, and I have to worry about how can I use this fund? Should I invest first? I have everything covered. So that is a good news for me.